Statue of author Willa Cather was unveiled today. Nebraska leaders were there as the figure was added to the U.S. Capitol's National Statuary Hall collection. That includes Governor Jim Pillen, along with Cather's writings, examined the lives of American settlers in the late 19th century. The statue was given to the collection by the state of Nebraska. And according to the Capitol architect, the sculpture, Littleton Alston, is the first African-American sculptor represented in the collection. The statue will ultimately be placed in the Capitol Visitor Center overlooking Emancipation Hall.